Ha ha ha. What's up? What's up? It's about that time. How you
What's going on? I'm
Kayla?
good. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, sir? Man,
I'm doing lovely.
got you already. I just want to make sure I make this introduction. Everybody that's joining in, I am Kevin Bryant. We are the Heatseekers, and we are doing New Music Day today. And we got special artist in place, and she is ready too. Miss Kayla. That's how it comes. It's Kayla, right?
Tequila.
Keela. See, gotta have two E's. You know how we do.
You
You know how
right.
we do. But yeah, Keela. Keela, Keela, Keela. Okay.
hmm
Keela. So we love your song, by the way.
Thank
Love your
you.
song, by the way. And we're gonna ask you about that, so you'll be able to tell us about that. But
Okay.
we tend to look for new artists, and we tend to seek the heat, as they say. So
hmm
we found some heat with you.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's what's up. So we want to let it make sure you got your people, you sharing with everybody, so they don't want them to miss this interview. So you
hmm
got everybody that you want to come on. Do you have everybody
Uh,
sharing with your
yeah.
folks?
They should be on soon.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we just want to make sure we let you know we are heat seekers. We seek the heat. We look for new artists. We love your song. We hope that you eventually become heat seekers approved, which you are because you're on the show already. So you are heat seekers approved. Look, I heard from
Thank you.
I heard from CEO this morning. He was like, "Yo, I like that song." So that's an automatic heat seekers approved.
Nice.
So shout out to all the heat seekers.
Yeah.
NYLA J, Reg Red, Jay Morris, Brianna Rashay, which I'm filling in for today. Mantel Soul, In the House Media, King's Bread, everybody, all our family. What's up? So I got some people on. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start talking to you. So I'm gonna introduce y'all again. This
Okay.
is Kela, everybody, and she is a new artist, and she has a new hot single out. I'm gonna let her tell you what it is, and we're gonna get into start talking to her. So let us know about you.
Okay. Well, first off, I am homegrown from Georgia. So
Whoa, that's what's up.
So yeah, it actually I'm actually a lot of people don't really know what the town, that name of the town is, because it's kind of down north. But if anybody ever heard of the city of Ackworth in Georgia, that's where I'm
Of
from. A little.
course.
Oh yeah, okay, what's up?
And
Yeah, I'm from.
I'm not even from Georgia, and I've heard of Ackworth.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
But just to give you some background, I just kind of come from a musical family. So it goes back my grandmother, my grandpa, my aunties, my aunts, my mother, my father, my brothers. We all just basically grew up in we grew up in the church, but we also grew up in the music as well. So if we all weren't singing,
right.
somebody was playing an instrument. We was doing something musically. Um so now coming in, let's see. I've been singing pretty much all my life, I would say. Yeah, ever since I can remember. But came up in the church singing a lot with the choirs. We had the the kids choirs. We had the large choirs, and we went out and sing in different places. I sang quartet bands with my granny and my papa.
Uh,
Quartet with my aunties. Um, And then I also am a part of a gospel group called Ahmad Holland Friends. Shout out to Ahmad Holland Friends out there.
oh, shout out to
Um,
everybody.
yeah, and we're all together. We're just like a family. But I decided to go ahead and do something um, on my own as a solo artist and put some other music out there that I also love doing. And I just wanted to put another side of me, as far musically as to what I like to do. So that's
Wow,
how that space came about.
that's what's up. I mean, Atlanta is a place where you really get to hone in on your craft and really like do some things. I know
Yeah.
when I started, artist to artist, when I started, it was really, really popping, like to the point where it was like everywhere you went was a practice pad. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It was yin yangs to Apache, you know what I
Mhm.
it was just always something to do. You get a chance to meet so many musicians and stuff and starting to put yourself together. It was a little
Yeah.
easier for me to start because in the 90s that's what everything was like cooking. So now I noticed that there isn't a lot of places to perform as much anymore. So how do you, as a new artist coming up now, how do you guys find your platform to even start from to really try to really get started and cement and really practice your craft? How do you guys do that now?
Well, for me, I'll be honest, it was just a little bit easier for me to do that because my brother, who actually helped with the single that space, he's been in the music industry for a long time. He plays the keys.
Mm,
And he's been all over the world doing that with many different artists. And a lot of people in Atlanta knows him. So I kind of grew up in that T Lee's little sister
right.
light. So um, I kind of met a lot of different people through him already, just kind of hanging around and being around the scene just a little bit. So that was just a little bit easier for me in that sense. I could go and I didn't really, to be honest, as the solo artist that I am now, um, I didn't really go out as much,
Hmm.
but when I did, I tried to at least show out so people could be you hear about me. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but now right now it's a lot harder now, of course, with everything that's going on. So everybody's pretty much kind of networking via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, live. We all kind of doing it that way now. But
Right. Right. Which I think is a it's a good thing. It's like it's a good thing. It's just a different thing, because
yeah.
a lot of people, oh, we coming up to the radio station. Oh, we doing this, we doing that. Well, not quite. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think the whole Corona, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, pandemic,
Mhm.
plandemic, whatever you want to call it, I think
Right.
what has happened is it has forced us to think differently.
Yeah.
But creatively, I think it forced us to kind of really dig into ourselves and try to create something. Because I'm telling you, when
Mhm.
this is over, you gotta be you better be on top, popping, because
Oh,
they're
you
gonna
have
be
to be.
ready. They're gonna be
Yeah.
ready for you to go out and just do your thing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
with that being said, tell them about your single.
Well, the single is called That Space.
Hmm.
And how we actually did that, and it's produced by Will and my brother T Lee. And shout out to Will too. He was on just a couple days ago. So shout
Yeah.
out to Will.
Shout out to Will.
Um
I see him. He just talking about, hey, yeah,
Hey, what's going on, Will? Um, but we were just trying to figure out what it was, what direction we were gonna go with the song. So we were just kind of chit chatting. Um, and we just kind of was talking about relationship wise and just things people could relate to in general. And
mhm,
for me, I just wanted to talk about being in that space of not really trying to deal with anyone
right,
basically kind of coming in trying to control you or trying to be a part of something you really ain't trying to let them be a part of. Basically getting rid of that toxic energy, basically
right,
getting rid of toxic energy and being to self and taking that time to basically learn yourself and for me to mold my craft and what it is I'm trying to do. So I don't
right.
need any of that negativity. I'm here right now trying to mold myself and better myself. Um, so you kick rocks.
Oh wow. So would you say that doing this record was something that you like experienced on your own? Was it something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us
I
more.
will I will say that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It was bits and pieces of personal experience in there.
So do you find it easier to write and to create that way as opposed to trying to create a story that you probably haven't been through? What do you think is easier?
I think for artists in general, it's so much easier to be able to write from your own experiences because you can really you can feel what you're saying. So when you're singing or performing in whatever craft it is that you're doing, you're able to portray that feeling a lot easier than it
Hmm,
is to try to tell somebody else's story sometimes. But you just got to be able to connect, and it's easier to connect to what you've experienced yourself.
right. You can
So
actually
yeah.
connect. You can actually
Mhm.
connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one. A lot of times, do you find it that well, I guess I should ask you this first. What are some of your who are some of your influences?
Well, the one person I always actually mention, because I'll say this: growing up, we were
Mhm.
growing up in the church, so uh, we could only listen to gospel music, and that's it.
I'm familiar with that.
None of that secular music in the house.
Right.
So, at one point, the first, I would say, secular album I was able to listen to in the house was Brandy's album,
Woo.
Never Say Never.
Hmm.
And I just remember listening to that, and I was like, man, oh my God, she is flawless. To me, that's to me. Her voice, her tone is like butter. She's just
Yeah.
flawless to me, and I listen to her. That's one of my really a big influences actually, because I would literally listen to her growing up almost every day, and just learning that actually helped me be able to do the things that I can do now with my voice, was just
Oh wow.
practicing doing a lot of things
The
that she was
Brandy.
doing. Because I was like, ooh, I wanna sound like her. I wanna be able to do some of those oohs and ahs and runs and stuff that she does. So I practiced, and it
Interesting.
definitely helped. It definitely helped. So that's one of the big ones that I really um, look up to vocally.
Okay. It's so funny you mentioned her. I like the when artists mention other artists. I've been around the block like several times, so I try to always relate the experiences that I've had. I remember when I first saw her, it was during her first album. I was on tour with something else, and I was in LA, and a
Mhm.
friend of mine who was working with her at the time took me there. I went to the studio and I saw her. I didn't really talk to her that time, and it was interesting. I was like, wow, she was so young, and I was too, but she was younger than me. But the thing was, when I first actually worked with her, it was a Disney project, her and her brother, and I got to sing background on that. And I could not believe that this young girl was so vocally intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
Mhm.
oh my God. Like I felt like I was behind a legend already. And it was the beginning of her career. So Brandy definitely gets a lot of props from me when it comes to
Mhm.
recording and her studio work and her albums. I mean, lots. And I don't get caught up into the Monica Brandy thing. And I don't think any
Yeah.
artist is better than the other one because we all just
Right.
give. It's about who you like better, and a lot of times people take who they like and make that seem like they're better. But it is what it is. But that's a good influence. That's a
Yeah.
good influence. How did you apply that when you started recording?
Um. Well, tone wise, that's
Hmm.
the one thing that I really like to pay attention to is to make sure that that tone is immaculate. I am very critical of myself, so I
Hmm.
like things to be perfect. And Will and Teely, they'll tell you. I'd be like, let's do that over and try it again. Let's do that over and try again. But so that from her, I would say I really try to put forward through it in my music. I just love it. That's just what I love. Tone is one thing that I really pay a lot of
That's
attention
cool. That's cool. Make sure you be
to.
careful with how you say that because I put you on the spot. As a matter of
Oh no, please.
oh, you said no. You said no. Look, I mean, I
Ah,
can do it right this second, but you can't be an artist and don't be put on the spot. You know what I mean?
okay. It is though. That's one thing I like. I like to be perfect. So I'm still every day trying
You know what?
to be better.
I understand that too. In the culture that we come up in, a lot of people think, "Oh, I'm past the whole show off stage." You know what I'm saying? Shout
Mhm.
out to Chris Cadet and we got Chris, Liz Yancey. Everybody's coming on. They're saying, "Hey, what's up?" So
Yeah,
yeah,
what's up, y'all?
yeah, they loving it. We got to make sure we gotta let them hear something. But anyway, back to you. Um, the influences that you try to take from artists, I don't look at that as like copying. Like a lot of people, but oh, you try to be like this artist. Sometimes you just find the artist that you kind of connect with, and then
Mhm.
you start just becoming that. Did you find that or other artists that you seem to be similar to that you took a liking to? Have you
Oh
found
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll say somebody right now that I love listening to. I love listening to her.
that?
I love that her. Yeah, I love that cool. But she just sick.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
just
yeah.
sick. She
Her, yeah.
is.
Another story that people think was success overnight, but it's not overnight. She's been doing it for a long time, and I can even ask you, like, how long have you been doing it?
Man, like it's been a long time. And just different stages of the journey up until now took a long time because like I said, I sang background for a lot of different people even before getting to this point to coming out as a solo artist. It's been years.
Wow,
It's
wow,
been years.
that's amazing to hear. Do you find that you learn a lot of things singing background? Now, were you touring or were you mostly singing background in studio?
No, it's mostly live actually.
Okay,
I've only done a few, to be honest, I've only done a few, different things in the studio work doing backgrounds, but mostly everything I've done singing background has been live.
wow, that puts you on the spot, huh? Have you ever had any type of vocal training or artist development? Do you think that's necessary?
Well, I I really have not actually. The only vocals I will say for a short period I did go to vocal training Um, my girl Ametria Doc. I actually went to her a few times to get some vocal training from her. She's immaculate. She's a beast as well, and she taught me a lot of different things too. Um, Different things that I thought I knew and
Right.
wasn't implementing, but not really. So she taught me how to control different parts of my voice in a totally different way. And
Hmm.
for me, I like to be I'm comfortable with that low register. That's just what
Okay.
I'm just comfortable with that. So she was actually able to push me to do more things in the high register and get comfortable with my voice and what it sounds like to be up that way, be up there
Right.
because I know I was kind of iffy about it because I'm so used to being down here. So that helped a lot, and being able to enunciate my words when I'm speaking so that everyone knows what I'm saying, and just to push that feeling through and whatever it is that I'm singing, so that everybody can feel what it is I'm trying to help them feel.
That's right.
So
That's right. Shout
that's meant a
out
lot.
to Demetria Doc. Another personal story. Back in the day, and Demetria Doc and I was managed by the same people when she was working on a deal at the time. It was a more inspirational or gospel record album.
Mm-hmm.
We were managed by the same person. So
Oh
I
wow.
know her, yeah, I do know her that well. We came up through the same we came up through the same channels, and that's a question I have for you too. Like a lot of artists come up and start out together and then they separate, like like I came up with Ndi, Anthony David,
Mm,
uh Avery Sunshine, Donnie,
oh.
Lene, Trina Broussard. I mean, a lot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've been with the Ericas and the Jill, so I've done all that. For you guys now, how is that? Is the camaraderie still the same amongst the artists now? Do you guys hang together? Do you work together? Do you all do that until you get to a place where it's like, oh, okay, we're out on our own? But do y'all guys help each other a lot, like I know we used to do?
Oh yeah. Well, the people that I know, yeah, we all kind of are like a family. Like even though everybody has their own individual lives or whatever, but when let's say I needed to call one of them and be like, yo, I need your help on this right now, if there's anything you can do,
Yeah,
then they'll be like, yeah,
that's really,
yeah,
really good, and that's important. You need that because a lot of you can't do this by yourself.
right.
You can't do it by yourself, and you need other people. And I believe, like when you help each other, you move quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about, oh, well, I'm trying to get on, so I ain't got time for them. Trust me, you help the right
No,
person, you go on with them. I
exactly.
know a lot of people that has been helped that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And it's not all really about that too. It's not really about that part of it, but it just feels for me it feels good to help somebody else out for whatever it is that they're doing and help somebody um pursue whatever it is their dream is,
that's good.
especially in the
What's
music.
your
That's
sign?
a good thing for us to stick together.
What's your zodiac sign?
And Aries.
An Aries. Okay, I'm really into that. Like I try to get into people's personalities and I ask them what their sign is. I don't know how
Hmm.
stuff is, but I do know I can tell different characteristics. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
How did you hook up with our friend Will Prayer? How did that happen?
Well, I actually met him through my brother T Lee.
Okay.
They actually went to him and T Lee, I believe, went to the same church. So I think
Mm.
that's how they met. Um, but uh, I can't even remember how he. I can't remember Will. I can't remember how he heard about me unless T Lee may have just said some things to him.
Right, right, right.
But anyway, T Lee had said that Will wanted to get up with me. He's been saying it for a minute now, and we kind of really didn't get to it. But this time, we were like, "Yo, we all three need to get together and put something together. I think it'll be really dope." So
Hmm.
I was like, "Hey, I'm up for it. I'm ready."
Wow.
So
Amazing.
so yeah, but I had already met him at the church before. So we
Mhm.
had met up way before what we're doing now. I just wasn't that much with him until now. So
What what
that's how it happened.
what is your recording process like? Like when you get into the studio and you're about to create something, what do you do? Like all artists got their little thing. Like what's yours?
We just get to work.
Really?
Yeah, we just get to work. I wouldn't say that there's anything in particular, um, you know, that we might do is different from someone else. But we all three come in. Um, either Will or T Lee might come up with just something on the keys, just something,
Right.
even if it's just a little melody. If I hear anything in my mind, I'm coming up with things as well while they're just sitting there playing around, and, and boom, that's kind of how that space happened.
Mm,
They just playing just a little something, and then to the side here, just flowing in my head, and kind of doing it out loud at that point.
mhm,
And we're like, yo, we need to just at least record these melodies right here. You don't have to have no words or nothing. Just go ahead and record that, and then and then get to it. But we just
I
jump right in.
found, I found out that that process is good too. Like, shout out to Jaded Records, because I've been working with a few artists. Shout out to Steezo, TM, and Jawan. I gotta shout them out. Shout out to Sonya Williams. But I've seen that that process really works best. You don't even have to have words. Just get the melody down.
Mm-hmm.
And like at first it sounds funny when you're in the studio, like ooh, and you're doing all of that stuff, and it's like, okay, that ain't a song. But then you realize it becomes a song. It culminates. You know what I mean?
It does. It
And
does.
it's such a relaxing and just soothing type of way to come up. It makes you feel more comfortable. You
It
know,
does.
so I like that process. I like that process a lot. Now, do you do your own background vocals or how do you do that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do. Um, I love, and it probably comes from listening to Brandy so much, but I love background vocals. I love harmonizing in different ways and doing little things like that.
Yeah.
So it's fun to do background vocals for me.
Oh wow. You see what Will said? He said, your brother told me about you, and yes, we met at church.
Yep.
He was right there correcting you. I think we have another question. Oh wow, they coming in early. I usually wait, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask you anyway.
Okay.
Liz Yancey, she says, let me check and make sure I see what she says. She says, what would you consider your style of singing, and who would you like to collab with?
Oh, there's so many people that I would like to. Um, I would say a combination of R&B, urban soul, jazz. That's those are the three combinations that I would put myself in.
Right.
And I don't know what one genre that would be,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, R&B, urban soul, and jazz.
R&B, open soul, and okay. And who would you like to
Yeah.
collab with?
Oh, does it have to be just one? Man, there's so many.
Just name them, girl.
It's so many. Of course, I would definitely want to do something with Brandy. Like that's number
Uh-oh.
one.
Uh-oh.
That's number one. Um, oh shoot, I would like to do something with Erica Badu. I would like to do
Whoa.
something. I would like to do something with her. Um, Heck, man, there's so many. Music Soul Child.
Well, hey, I totally get it. Hey, I wanted to do stuff with everybody too. So I
Yeah,
totally understand what you're saying. You really just love music.
I
Um,
do.
do you think it's easy? This journey is easy? Do you think it's difficult, or do you think it's worth it? Like, what are the things that you think is really hard about artists today?
Well, I would say that it's all those things. It's all those things. There are some aspects of it that uh, can be difficult if you don't have the drive and the motivation, and a lot of it has to do with you knowing people too.
Relationship,
Um, yeah,
relationships, very important.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, some of those things can make it a bit difficult, but as long as you have that drive and you have that passion to really push through, then then man, you're gonna be all right as long as you don't give up. You just can't give up. That's one of the number one things. I know a lot of people say that, but that's really one of the number one things. If you really and truly believe in yourself or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to push through, and you need to know your calling. If you feel like that's what you are here to
Mhm.
do, then you can't let absolutely anything stop you from doing that.
That's very true.
So I love what I do. I
Mm,
love music. I love singing. It makes me feel good. It helps me through good times. It helps me through bad times. It helps uplift my spirit. So I'm going to be doing it regardless if I'm up there in front of everyone or if I'm in my room or if I'm in the bathroom in the shower.
that's
I
great.
go, I go in.
And if you and on this interview on Heatseekers on New Music Day, you gonna go in again, right? So because they asking me, they was like, you talking all that stuff.
Oh,
We definitely here, but we'll get to that. So I'm just saying, but you said it yourself. You said, "Oh, I'll do it here, I'll do it there, I'll do it anywhere." So you put
I
yourself
do.
on the spot. You know what
I
I'm
do.
saying? So
Yeah.
definitely. What do you have? Like, how many songs do you have? What is your plans for your project? Like what is that process? What is going on with that?
Right now, what we're working on is getting go ahead and just doing an EP because we want to go ahead and get some of the some of the songs out there, uh, so everybody can get a true feel of what kind of music I'm trying to display, other than just that space. So right now we're in the middle of doing that, getting that EP done and getting that EP out to everyone.
Mm. So do me a favor, since this single is hot and ready. Tell, I know you said it was about moving on and the negative, getting rid of negative stuff, right?
Hmm.
Now, is it a song that's revealing to whoever you're talking about? Can they tell that you're talking about them? Because I listened to it, so I want to know. Can they tell
Uh,
what that was?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I try not to be straightforward, but sometimes it just has to be that way. But I was a little subtle. I thought it was subtle in the
Mm,
song.
I think there's some direct shade, but I just wanted to look. Kevin said it. They blame it on me, but I just wanted to like really understand that what was going on with that. And I don't want you to talk about it now because then it'll make you just get too detailed. But I saw the metaphors, I heard the metaphors. I thought it was really
Hmm.
good. So it made me interested in what and who you were talking about. So that's why I said that. But it's very easy to sing about your own experiences. I get that.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever find the process of trying to create songs that you think will hit, or do you just think it's easy just to just be, just do what comes and then pick after that? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I just you know go in with what it is. And then after that, like you said, go back and kind of listen to it and nitpick it a bit to see what will hit.
Mm,
To be honest, because you want people to want to listen to your music. You're putting music out there for you, but you're also putting it out there for people to listen to and to connect with. So yeah, we'll go in just doing what feels good.
mhm.
And if it's already riding like that, then we'll keep it just like that. But we'll still go back and, like I said, nitpick different things and just try to see what works, um, so they can be popping.
Poppin'. You remind me of a few people. So what I'm gonna do, I like to play this game sometimes with some of the guests. So
Hmm.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name some artists, and you tell me. Oh, I see. Will said EP on the way. Yeah, we waiting for that. So make sure you bring that. Get that.
Yeah.
To us. But I like playing this little game right here. I'm gonna name a couple of artists, and I want you to tell us, the people, like, what's your first thought? Okay. You
Oh
ready?
Lord.
Hey, we
Okay.
gotta do this. We gotta do this. So gotta get ready. So let's
All
see.
right.
Jasmine Sullivan.
I bust your windows out your car.
Hey, come on.
That
That's good. So
was it.
now that you started that, that's what we're gonna do. Okay? You ready?
What?
See, you started it. Keela, come on now. You started it. But
That was
look,
just for that one.
okay, that was just for that one. Well, if it hits you, then you do it. Rihanna.
Okay. Work, 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 work. I can see me in the work, 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 work. I don't even know all the words to that song, but I know
Okay,
that
okay.
part.
I'm gonna get you real hard right now. Brandy.
Oh, bruh. It's too many it's too many going in my head when you say Brandy.
I just figured you could pick one
Ah,
real quick.
almost doesn't count. Almost made you happy.
Mm.
Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, baby. Didn't I? Didn't I?
Okay,
Almost had you thinking
okay, okay.
you would turn around, but everybody knows almost doesn't count.
Yeah. I just did a little bit of harmony up there. But now, okay, cool. Any male artists that you find just,
Yeah, I like music. Soul Child, of course. Michael Jackson. That's somebody.
I
I
was
don't know
gonna
who.
say
I
him,
don't know
but
who.
I think everybody in the world loves Michael Jackson.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah,
I just
it's
had to make sure I put that out there.
that goes without saying. That
Hmm.
really gets me to like one person can affect almost everyone in the whole entire world. Like
I
we
know.
can't even get it together race wise, and for us all to have in common one artist that we just think is the most spectacular, and it's Michael Jackson. So I
Right.
think we really can heal the world. So if
Yeah.
we all just play Michael Jackson records, we won't have riots. There will be no need for the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Like, okay, Michael Jackson matters. I
We
think we
do.
should
We need that spirit. We need that
Michael
spirit.
Jackson matters. So speaking of riots and races and all that stuff, how about this COVID-19 thing? How has that affected you as an up and coming artist?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, with us being able to get out and just socialize with people, bruh, it's been hard. Cause
Yeah,
I'm one of those people that like I can't stay in the house. I'm always out. I'm always gone. I'm always doing something, and then trying to meet new people. And now we can't even go out and do our music. And it's like, oh my God.
yeah.
Um, and then I have two girls, so
Oh.
with them being out of school early, so I've been home with them a lot of the time, and that part I'm enjoying that part. That's
Mm.
that's a beautiful thing for me to be able to spend a lot more time with them. Um, but they're now missing school and their
Yeah.
friends, and so that's mostly the impact. I've known some people that have actually you know lost their lives to that as well. So that's been a hard thing to cope with.
Mm.
But it's sad to me when I sit and think about that we have that going on, and then we have all this other craziness going on in the midst of that. Like I don't see how people we have something that's affecting everybody, no matter what color your skin is, it's affecting you. So how can something like that not help to bring everybody together? I don't really understand
Well,
people.
that's when they look to people like us and yourself, artists. Music is a universal language. It is supposed.
Hmm.
We need those songs that remind us that we need each other. We need
Yeah,
those songs that remind us that we are the same. You know what
yeah,
I'm
I do
saying?
agree.
And,
Hmm.
and that's what we need instead of I feel like God had to kind of cleanse because we so busy into our own stuff and we think about all about what we got to do. But our sole purpose is really here for everybody else. Like we're
Yeah.
supposed to do what will help mankind. That's what
Hmm.
everybody's supposed to be thinking. Like it's really not about you. You
It's
know,
not.
I had a slogan before. I said, "Find your purpose because another person's life is worth it."
Mhm.
That's what Kevin said it, by the way. But yeah,
That's
that because I believe your own individual purpose is really for somebody else. Like you're singing. That's for
mhm.
you to sing those stories. Somebody need to hear that. There's some
Yeah.
little girl out there going through what you went through. You know what I'm saying? And she needs to be healed through you. You know,
Mhm. I
and
believe that.
I'm not preaching, and I'm not a preacher, but I do believe the whole example for Jesus and down on the cross for the whole world was for us to die for somebody or sacrifice something. You know what I'm saying? Or give
Yeah.
something. So I
Mhm.
think if we think that way, more toward that way, we'll be better off. So it's your job as an artist to help do that. Okay.
I
So I
agree.
challenge you. I'm gonna challenge you. And
Oh,
I
I agree
think
wholeheartedly.
every artist should do that. So
Mhm.
so I'm gonna ask you another question. How do you feel as far as being an artist? How authentic can you be as far as your style and your presence? Because I know a lot of artists run into that. They don't know how to look. They don't know how to dress. They don't know what to do with their hair. Like, how do you feel about that kind of stuff?
For me, I just am who I am.
Ah,
So,
I like that.
yeah. I I'm not a person that's so big on, oh my God, what am I gonna wear? Oh, not and don't get me wrong, I'm a female, so I like to look cute, but I'm not
Come
I'm
on,
not
Q. What the girl say? Come
fi-
on, Q.
I'm not fixated on that. So, the same way you might see me now, you'll see me walking out, going to the grocery store.
Right.
I I'm just not like that. I'm
Mm,
I'm real cool, down to earth, just I'm chill.
chill.
So those things don't it doesn't bother me. I don't try to get frustrated or stressed or anything about stuff like
Mm,
that. I'm
that's
just trying to get, a message put out there through my music, and you know, and the spirit of what I have to give out there. That's what I'm about.
that's
I'm
what's up.
hope I'm hoping they're not looking at what I'm wearing and saying, "Oh no, she ain't about nothing. She ain't about nothing because she ain't got this. She ain't got that $500,000 ring." No,
Right.
it's
You
not
know,
about any of those things.
it's not about anything. My I'm changing locations. Now I'm somewhere in a hilly area somewhere. So I think it's real good that I get to be in all these different locations. You know what I'm saying? I get to be my actual like one of my producers is not here today, so it's like I gotta do everything on my own, but it's okay because we're gonna get through it. Because now I'm
It's
some
okay.
look, I'm somewhere else. It's beautiful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's nice.
See,
Oh, oh,
look, you see that, right?
oh,
I'm
yeah,
traveling
yeah.
right now.
The blink
I'm
of an eye. It's cool though.
I'm traveling right now. It's funny to me. But I go to say this. I think being an artist is one of the best things that you can possibly be. When you find out where you're supposed to be and what
Hmm.
you're doing, I think it's great. And I'm glad that you found that because it's hard. Like a lot of artists don't know how to get that. What how do you think is the best way to find you in this industry?
Um, you do need to give yourself time, and give yourself space,
Mm,
and meditate
hmm
and pray, and surround yourself with people, with positive people, and people who are there, for your best interests,
mm. Okay. Okay.
because that's pretty much what it was for me. But I know, long before now, I had already knew what it is I wanted to be doing, because I already knew that God instilled this gift in me for a purpose. So I have to grow with it. I have to craft it, and I am His temple. So I have to
Good.
also craft that as well, my mind, my body, and my soul. So you can't just look at it and be like, "Oh, well, He gave me the gift of singing, so I'm just gonna sing with without, I want to say without his blessing. So just mean without his spirit flowing through you to be able to get that out to the people so that they can actually feel what it is that you're bringing to the table. So it was kind of easy for me because I knew I just knew right off the bat that this is what I am meant to be doing,
Wow.
and I've been doing it since I came out of the womb, I guess.
No, that's funny that you say that too. Um, I know my mom sometimes come up here and she kind of gets on, especially now that it's on Facebook, because she don't know how to do IG. But she always said I was singing in her womb. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's so funny because the story I always get, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but my mom used to sing in a group and a gospel group, her and my aunt. And she used to hold me, and when they was rehearsing, I guess sometimes. And if I was to start crying, I would cry in key. So that's how they knew I was gonna sing. But then when I started singing, my mother didn't even believe it. I used to have to sneak to talent shows and stuff. Ma, if you up there, say something. Oh, my mother talking about she loved the scenery. Okay, ma, I'm in one place. My mother, shout out to my mama. You know what I'm saying? She's like,
Shout out to Mama. Oh.
she really supports. But yeah, when you start from an age like that, you have no choice but to sing. You have no choice but to do this. And to be honest, there's other areas of the business too. As an artist, how do you think,
Mhm.
as an independent artist, how do you think how far your reach will be? Are you just gonna sing for the rest of your life? Are you gonna go into producing, managing? Like what do you think about that?
I have thought about it. I just have been focusing though on the singing aspect of it. Um, I've noticed that it's so, there's so much more in the background than really I could even imagine when
Mm,
you're doing this as a solo. So it was easier when I was doing it, doing it in the gospel group that I
mm,
was telling you about earlier. Um, but like doing it on your own is a whole nother ball game because you have to put into so much more work than used to. Like back then, being a background singer, it was, oh, you give me the songs, okay, I learn them, I sing them, okay.
yes, yes.
All right. But now it's a lot more to it. So I don't know yet. I don't
Mm,
know. It's a little intimidating to see all the stuff that you have to learn to do, like with the producing and engineering and mixing and mastering, and then just all the different other types of networking that you have to do.
well, I will encourage you to take your time
Mhm.
and don't be so quick to put out something. Make sure it's right because what you
Right.
put out, that's what they remember you for the rest of your life. And if
Mhm.
it's wrong, you got to sing wrong that for the rest of your life. Um, Try to get as much knowledge as you possibly can,
Right.
in everything. Learn how
That's
to
true.
record yourself. At least learn to what it should sound like and what a good mix should sound like. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
Try to learn and understand all that stuff because with that you can't go wrong because you may have to end up doing something by yourself on your
Mhm.
you know everybody's not going to be there to help, so you always have to know everything. So I think it's a good thing. What would you say to another young artist or independent artist out there? What would you say to them to help them through their journey?
First of all, to stay true to self.
Mm,
Um, do what you know is right for you to be doing.
mm,
So there's a lot of people out there that might see what you're doing or see what's in you,
mm-hmm.
and they want to either uh, take that and kind of manipulate it into what they want it to be if
Mm,
you let them, or you stay true to you and do what you know needs to be done. You have your own vision. You know what your purpose. If you know what your purpose is, stay true to that.
stay
So
true to that.
steer clear of the forks in the road that you know are gonna put you in a place where you know you don't want to be.
Mm.
So I really just have to say that's the one main thing is to stay true to self.
Do you think? Now with the artists now, do you think there's a lot of competition and backstabbing and all that stuff in the industry?
To be honest, I don't even pay attention to none of that stuff.
That's
I
good.
I, I don't even pay attention to it.
That
I don't stay tuned in to that.
tapped in, tuned in, turned up, or turned up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool that you don't tune into that because that can also be a distraction. That can be a
Yeah.
big distraction. Yep. So what's next? What we got going on now with you?
What we
Hey,
got what we got going on now is in the studio working. Me, T. Lee, Will putting in this work to get this EP out. That's the main focus right now.
that's a man. You putting it out independently.
Yes, we are.
Very, very good.
So be looking out for us. Be looking out for us. So we coming out with the heat. That's what we trying to do.
So y'all trying to come to us because what we do is when we get artists that are heat seekers approved, what we do,
Mm-hmm.
we help promote that. We do that
I
too.
see you.
That's right. So I'm just putting it out there, letting you know. If you want us to help you, we'll be more than
Mm-hmm.
welcome to help you. More than willing. Heat seekers approved artists all over the world. That's what we do. So we go out and we look for those people. We look for those artists that are heat seekers approved. And you know what I mean? We cool. We got our connects with the DJs. You know, they listen to us. They listen to us. Right
They
where
better, y'all heat seekers.
we the heat seekers, right? They gotta listen to us. Like, well, who else? They gotta listen to us. So I just want to thank you for coming on today. Is there anyone that you want to shout out or say something to? You bet say it to whoever you wrote that song about. Tell them, hey.
I'm not gonna be petty. That's not nice.
Sometimes it's good to be petty. You know, hey,
Oh.
my friends call me Petty Murphy. Then they be funny. They say Petty LaBelle. I'm like, come
Oh,
on, yeah.
see,
I
that's
don't
what you
think
get.
I don't think I'm petty. It's a matter of perspective.
Oh, those be the petty ones.
Oh, hold up. We
No,
got
I'm messing.
anyone. What they saying? Okay, then I'm going. What are they saying? Somebody's trying to ask you some questions here,
Okay.
but I don't know what they're saying. Any questions? I don't see what they're saying. They were saying hi, but I guess they wanted us to pay them some attention.
Oh, well, hello.
I don't know who it is, but hey, say hi.
It's okay. It's okay. What's up?
You know what? That's who you was talking about in the song.
Oh, really?
No, but
See?
before we go, tell some people hey, hi, whatever, so they can, know that you see them.
Okay, so yeah, what's going on? Once again, my name is Kela. You can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Kela Vibes. That's KELAVIBESS. And check out my new single, That Space, and featuring Will and T Lee. Y'all go out there and get that space. You can get that on all digital platforms, and it is fire. Trust and believe.
It is fire. It's pretty good. I'm gonna have to talk to T Lee because I've been hearing his name a lot. I actually know of him. He probably won't remember because I wasn't great. But no, but my thing, I think I want to talk to him because we got to get him on the show because he's
Oh
he's
yeah.
making moves out here in these streets. Yeah,
He is.
yeah. So
He
again,
is.
Keela with one E, one E, Keela. I'm gonna call you.
Listen. This is why I changed it to that because Keela is actually derives from my nickname, and people call my friends and my family call me Keela. My name is spelled with two e's,
Wow.
but when I go out and say, oh yeah, it's Keela, guess how they spell it?
Hey,
Kela. So that seems to settle with most people. So I was like, hey, we'll go with Keela like that. That's all
that's
good
what's
with me.
up. Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's how we do. We gonna take something and call it and spell it how we want to spell it anyway.
Yeah.
You can spell it Kila, and it still be Keela.
Yeah, exactly.
Keela with an I, Keela with one E. You can put three
Yep.
E's in it. Three K E
They
E.
put some Y's in there too. Keyla. I'd be like, okay.
Oh wow, see Kei. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna play with your name. No, I'm just joking. But thank you again. Once again, this is Keela. You guys go out and support her. Support our independent artists. It is very, very important. Get on your A game, which you see my A game, A
I see
game.
it. Hey.
Yeah, America's great already, man. We don't need
Okay.
that Make America Great thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. This. Get on your A game. Everybody, get on your A
That's what
game.
I'm talking about.
My CEO, Red, Heatseekers, he was like, "Where your A game at?" Because we got, we got to let everybody know. In order for us to do better, we got to do better. You
Yeah.
know. Um,
Mhm.
Someone says, "When are your most inspiring moments?" Hmm.
Okay.
That was Liz Yancey. She want to know, when are your most inspiring moments?
Hmm. Well, there's a lot of different things running through my head,
Hmm.
but I'll say one one particular in regards to my singing, one particular moment that's always stuck with me is I was singing. Oh, I can't even remember who it was I was singing with, but we sing at some church. Um, Me and some friends, and after we finished singing, this lady that I've never met before, this lady that I don't even know, she just came to me. She gave me a hug
Wow.
and just told me I don't even know. She was like, you don't even know what it is you just did for me. You know, your voice just touched my heart. It just touched my soul. And today is going to be a brand new day for me.
Hmm. Hmm. See, that's it right there. Ain't nothing to say after that. Don't even think no more. You done. You said it, because that's what it means. If you can touch one person with the gift God,
Mhm.
then you're doing your job.
Mhm.
You already did your job. You can clock out, go on vacation. She already. You ain't got.
All right, take it, run it.
It's done. It's done. Get to pay later.
No,
But nah, that's
no.
wonderful. That's wonderful to know. And you
Yeah,
can do many more people like that. And remember,
yeah.
that's your job. If it's 100 people
Mhm.
or if it's one person, all it takes
Mhm.
is one. All
Yeah.
the time. It takes one person to change. And that's
Yep.
what you have to do. And that's
That's
I
all it literally takes.
and I challenge you as an artist, put that message out there and do
Mhm.
what's right for the world. Not just you. Not
Oh
just for
yeah.
not just for that Hermes bag or those Gucci whatevers.
Oh
No, it ain't about that. Because the
no.
person that make that stuff got to be inspired by people like you. So that's
Mhm.
what you got to do. So Kevin said it. I am Kevin. He's speaking New Music Day, filling in for Brianna Rashay. Shout out to her. Shout out to Red, our CEO. Shout out to NY Lady J, Jay Morris, In the House Media, of course, Mantel Soul, Kingsbread, everybody, all of our friends, followers, family members, supporters.
Mhm.
We love y'all. And my mama said to you, she said, blessings to you, Kela. And she spelled it Kelli. So she got a whole nother one. That's a whole nother one. That's Kelly. And then like Liz Jansen said, thank you so much. You just re-inspired me to keep pushing on my music, even at her age.
Oh,
Well,
thank
like,
you. Thank y'all.
so yeah, see, you're inspiring people. That's what you got to do. Beautiful smile, beautiful person, beautiful artist. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
gracing our platform here on IG. And
Thank you
that's
for
it.
having me here.
You are so welcome. And let us know what's going on with you, because we definitely want to make sure pretty soon we're coming out with a Heat Seekers approved compilation.
Okay.
And we would love to have you on. If you have something to, share with us, we'll love that.
Okay. All right.
All
Most
right.
definitely. We'll keep in touch.
So thank
All
you very
right.
much. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
Very welcome. Once again, I am Kevin Brown with the Heat Seekers, and I am about to sign off. And we just had Kela. Did I say it right? Kela.
Keela.
Yeah, I got to make sure I remember that. I'm getting old. It's like one E. But
Come on.
join us Friday. We have a special show. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but just join us Friday at 2 o'clock every day. Facebook Live, YouTube, streaming. So make sure y'all check us out. Once again, I'm Kevin Bryant, and I am signing off. I'm Kevin Bryant. Kevin said it. Kevin Bryant, Kelvin, Kelly, all the names I got. See, I'm with you. Nah,